Hello, and it's another video. This one is going to be on project number 5, your descriptions. This is a great assignment. This is the most technical writing of technical writing that you're going to have in this class, and it should give you a good indication of what that kind of writing is like. So there's 2 descriptions that I want you to do. One is a mechanism description, and the other is a process description. They are different, but similar. So a mechanism description is a description of how something works, how an engine works, how a flower grows. It's an object and how it processes and does its thing. You can pick whatever object mechanism that you want, and you can create your description. So you're going to probably want some sort of visual or visuals that show, especially if it's a machine, that kind of shows the inside of it, maybe labeled. You can find them online or make one yourself if you want. But then I do want the actual description in words. So, part A, this is what it does. Part B, then it does that, and it kind of goes through and describes how the steps go. The process description is different. It's a process it's more human based is maybe a way to think about it. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but that's, I think, an easier way to think about it. It's almost like a job aid that you'd have at a job, except that for both of these things, they are not instructions. It is different than a set of instructions. A set of instructions is very specific to a thing, and it's just action, action, action. A process description just describes an overall process that isn't specific to any one person. So imagine that you were going to create a job aid that not only could the person who's doing the job read it, but if I was a manager that just got hired in the department and I want to understand what it is that how the process of a new hire gets entered into the system, then I would read this document. It wouldn't be something that I would use necessarily to do the task, but just to kind of get that understanding of the flow of how something happens. So the biggest trick is not to use the word you ever. It needs to be more detailed than instead of instructions. You're going to be using full sentences and use words like, especially for the process description, it's something like the payroll clerk enters the information into the payroll system. And then the next step, the payroll manager verifies the information. You kind of, and give some more detail about how they do that, but it's not necessarily that you're giving like step, every little thing. It's more just describing the process of it. So hopefully that works for you, helps you get through. There's examples out there. Your book does a really good job discussing it, so make sure you look at all of those things. Also, I want to turn this a little bit into like a user manual, even though it's not a user manual because we certainly don't have time to create an entire user manual, but a user manual is a big part of being a technical writer. So what we're going to do is take these 2 descriptions and put them in one document and make them like they are a manual. I'm going to be honest, you don't have to make the 2 descriptions, the mechanism and the process, relate. But you could if you wanted to, if you could think of an example to do that. But otherwise, they don't have to have anything to do with each other. It's just that we're going to put them in one document. And then you're going to create a table of contents at the beginning that then links to the different sections of your description. I've recorded a separate video that you can look at later that actually walks you through how to hyperlink within a Word document. It's very cool, and you will absolutely use it and impress people for the rest of your career. So be sure to look at that. Okay, so that's our description process. It's a little bit longer of a document, maybe not quite as long as the report, but definitely is going to take some effort and some research to make it happen. All right, hopefully that helps you out with this project, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.